Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. The Sims 4 Horse Ranch expansion pack is finally out, and here is my build that I've created using the new pack. I've built this house in the new world, which is called Chestnut Ridge, and I had the best time building this house. It's always so much fun using a new pack to build, but this one was extra fun, I have to say. The build came along really easily. I really enjoyed the whole process. The new items are so stunning, and I of course had to build on the brand new 64x64 lot in Chestnut Ridge. I instantly clicked on the 64x64 lot because I knew that I would like to build a huge ranch, and there are stables, a big house for your Sims, just anything you and your horses would need. Before we jump right in and take a look at the house that I'm building, I just want to quickly remind you that I've released a new CC set which is inspired by Barbie. You can grab it from my Patreon. The link is in the description. It's still in early access, and yeah, I hope you and your Sims will enjoy it. Thank you so much for your support. And here I'm working on the house. So this is where the Sims can live. This house has 5 bedrooms, and I was so glad that they included a 64x64 lot. I feel like the whole idea of creating a complete ranch, including stables, a paddock, and just anything you would need, you just need a lot of space for this. So I was really pleased with the lot size, and I wanted to create a house first. I tried to keep it relatively small. I mean, it is big, it has 5 bedrooms. You will see that it's really spacious, but I still tried to keep it relatively small because I still needed a lot of space for the stables and the paddock. You just know that I easily managed to use the whole 64x64 lot and just create one mansion on it, so I really had to hold myself back. But it worked really nicely. The lot size is lovely. The whole world looks beautiful. The light is wonderful, as you can see here. It looks really dreamy, and I had so much fun building this. I wanted this to look like a really modern farmhouse. You know that modern farmhouse conversions are like super trendy. When you look at houses on Pinterest, for example, you will see so many of these houses, and I wanted to have this type of style and vibe for this house. The thing is, all the new items are perfect for this. All the wood swatches and stuff, it's really easy to create this type of style now. And yeah, you just saw how I've placed some of the brand new windows. And I've used some base game windows, which I've made smaller, and I've placed them inside the window because the way I had placed the window originally, like there was a wall inside the window, it wasn't translucent, and I've just used this little trick to make it work. And there are so many amazing objects. I really love the spandrels, the columns, the fences. I was running into one slight issue. I did not investigate yet if it's just me or if it's a general issue, but I wanted to use a round foundation piece and I wanted to apply one of the new fences, and it wasn't working. Like the round swatch wasn't available. Only for one of the fences it worked, and I could use them on a round foundation piece. I don't know if it's just me, if it's a mistake. I've created one fence SCC, so I kind of know how it goes, and if the round section is kind of missing, it's not working. I wonder if this part is kind of missing for this fence, or I don't know what's going on. I always have some mods in my game, and maybe there is some type of conflict, or maybe it is a bug. I will have to look into this. I don't know yet. Maybe you know more than me already. And I wanted to have a diagonal section because it just looks beautiful. I love to do this. It makes a house look more interesting most of the time. I've then used one of the new fences for the roof to have like this type of look. I think it looks so stunning. And I wanted to have a really white and beige, really soft look and color palette for the house to make it look like one of those really beautiful modern farmhouses. I didn't want to go into a super dark and rustic direction. You just know that this is mostly not me. I always love the neutrals and the bright colors, so I instantly gravitated towards these new swatches, and I love the variety of wallpapers we got. There are so many new objects. Like, when it comes to build by, this is definitely worthy of an expansion pack. I've seen some criticism regarding gameplay and the horses, like not the horses themselves. I feel like people love them, but like in terms of all the new activities and what you can do. But I don't know anything about this because I'm just building, but I can say when it comes to build buy, it's like wonderful. There are so many new items and it's a lot of fun to build with this. Here you can see how I'm like struggling with the whole fence situation, and my initial plan was to use round foundation pieces for the paddock, but as you will see later, I didn't do this because I couldn't apply the fence that I wanted to use to a round foundation piece. So I'm just going to use some debug fences and I'm rotating them individually to just create the round shape, and this was the best solution for me in this case. And now it's time for the horse stable. So I wanted to have the house in the center, in the back, and then I wanted to have the stables on the left side of the lot, and I'm going to build the paddock in the center, in the front. And I wanted to have a really nice look. I wanted this to look beautiful. I wanted this to be symmetrical, and I've used these horse beds. So I at first had to really investigate how to build this and what the horses would need, because I pretty much avoided any early access content. I really wanted to discover build buy and the pack by myself. So I went to one of the pre-made lots and I just took a look at what you would need, and I figured out that you would need a horse bed. So this is the little square with the hay on top. And I've then created an outdoor area, so each horse has like a small indoor area including the horse bed, and then they can also go to the outside. I've seen on Twitter that pretty much or almost all doors are functional for horses, so they can use most of the regular doors. In this case, I've just used the gate. This barn is not fully closed because I left it open, and on the inside I've just used the new gates from the pack. I hope that this is fine. I hope that this is okay and that the horses do not require some closed indoor space. As always, I would love to hear if you enjoy the new pack. Do you like it? Are you into the gameplay? Do you like build buy? What have you created? Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think about the new pack. And yeah, maybe you are super into horses and you've been waiting for this pack for the longest time. Just let me know your thoughts. I know that a lot of people have been waiting for this. I mean, we had horses in Sims 3 and people were just waiting for this. And I'm not a horse girl, I never was, but as I've said on Twitter when the pack was announced, I'm ready for my horse girl era. I'm ready to create all these builds. And I mean, I was never like into horses and stuff that much. I mean, I like them, they are wonderful animals, just like all animals, but like I never had horseback riding as a hobby or anything. I went on a equestrian farm with school when I was, I don't know, maybe 10 years old, and we were riding some ponies, and this was like the only experience I ever had when it comes to horses and ponies and stuff, and it was pretty magical and wonderful actually. I remember though that one kid was like bitten by a pony, and then there were these gigantic horses, and the people who owned the farm were like, yeah, you can just pet them, they're really nice, and they instantly tried to bite our hands. Like, I will never forget this, but it was wonderful, and they're wonderful animals really. So yeah, I'm really happy when it comes to the pack. I love the new theme, and I always say that it's really great to have a new pack and world and a new theme to build for, because it's fresh, it's fun, it's new. And in my opinion, some themes are more exciting than others, but this is like such a great theme for building the whole ranch idea. It's really dreamy, and we have new animals in the game. There are even goats, I think. So this is really wonderful, and I really love the whole idea, and I can't wait to build more with this pack. Like, I'm really excited. And for me, it was like exciting, like in general, the pack and the Barbie movie came out on the same day, and I had prepared some Barbie stuff, as you know, and like for weeks, and I'm just really excited. There's like so much happening at once, and that's just wonderful. Also, let me know if you've watched the Barbie movie or Oppenheimer. I'm just curious. And here I'm adding more and more details. As always, it's totally worth looking at debug and live edit. And there's so many hidden gems in debug as always. And here I'm working on a little terrace. So I wanted to have a nice outdoor area for the Sims. So most of the space is just for the horses and stuff, but I just wanted to add a nice area for having a barbecue. I also wanted to add a pool, and this is actually only one of two sections on the outside. There's another terrace in the back behind the living room, so the Sims have enough space for like gardening and stuff. And I've used the new table and chairs, of course. I love all the new items. Like, I really love the style. I also think it's super different from cottage living, for example. When the pack was announced and the very first pictures of Build By were like shown, people, like, I just saw that people said that it reminds them of cottage living or something, and I don't agree. Of course, it's like rustic and the vibe is a little bit similar, but in general it's like totally different, and it's perfect for this, I don't know, as I've said, this modern farmhouse conversion type of style, and it's just so beautiful. I genuinely love this style. I've tried to create it in the game using what the game had to offer at this point, like months ago, and now it's so much easier, and I'm like really happy with all the items. Here you can see I'm working on the paddock. We got new items for the horses so they can like train and use all these items, and I've just placed them on the inside. I still wanted to have a fence like this so it looks realistic, and I'm going to build a tree in the center. Apparently there's a new type of plant, some type of grass, which the horses can use and eat, or maybe your Sims can harvest it. I'm not pretty sure, but I've placed it inside the paddock, and then I've placed a tree on the inside. The tree that I'm mostly using in this build is actually from Live Edit, so you have to enter debug and Live Edit to find all these lovely items if you want to use them yourself. Of course, if you download this build from the gallery, you don't have to enter any cheats before placing the lot. All the items are there, but if you like want to look for the tree yourself, this is where you find it. It looks so beautiful. And recently in all these new packs we had the best trees. Like, for example, in Growing Together, there's one specific tree that I love so much, and I've used it in so many builds, and I feel like it's the same when it comes to this tree. It just looks stunning. And this is the interior. I've of course used the new wallpapers and floors and combined them. And this is a new kitchen. You know how much I love to build kitchens. My kitchens are always gigantic. It's always an open floor plan. I'm using gigantic island counters, and I love to do really luxurious big kitchens. So I'm always extra happy when a new kitchen is introduced to the game. And this one just looks so beautiful. I've used a darker swatch, like compared to the exterior. This is a bit darker, but I like the contrast because I've used these wonderful wallpapers and floors, and this way I have a lovely contrast. And I'm just so obsessed with all these new items. The cabinets are wonderful. I sometimes have a very hard time combining all these different cabinets, but it worked really fine with this kitchen. And I also wanted to use the new bar, and you can here see how spacious this house actually is. So even though I've used so much space for the horses, this house is still really big on the inside. On the level above, I'm going to build 5 bedrooms. I've also included plenty of bathrooms, so there's anything your Sims might need. I've taken a look at the new curtains. I've only used them on the smaller windows. For the big modern windows we got, I've used the curtains from the Desert Lux kit. I love them so much. They're wonderful, and they were like the best option here. And we have this wonderful area with all these windows, and I thought it's just perfect for a dining table. I wanted to introduce a little bit of color here and there, so I've used the new chairs in a blue swatch, and the rugs are also super colorful and wonderful. It's all around such a wonderful pack. I've also used objects from other packs, but whenever I could, I was using items from the new pack, of course. And I think it's really nice that it looks rustic and perfect for a ranch, but a lot of these items also have a modern vibe. The windows, for example, I love the contrast. I love the types of builds that you can create using the pack. I'm just really obsessed. And here we have like some type of living room, but it's more of a formal living room or something where you would like have some guests over, and behind this door or doorway there is the personal living room, including a TV and stuff. The whole house was so big that I was able to add so many different areas. There's also a nice office area, and right next to the stairs, you can see the door in the background, like on the right side next to the stairs. This is a bathroom. I've included one bathroom at the bottom. I most of the time do this so your Sims don't have to walk up the stairs to go to the bathroom. And again, I've used the Desert Lux curtains, which is just perfect for this type of window. I love them so much still. Like, I've raved about them so much when the kit came out, and I'm just really obsessed. For this living room, I've used some blue swatches. I also wanted to use a little bit of color. Initially, the sofa was also blue, but it didn't look too good on the blue carpet, so I wanted to have a contrast. This is like a end table, and I've just combined multiple of them to have like a nice area for the TV. Here you can also see the smaller curtains. They are wonderful, but you of course cannot really use them for the gigantic windows. And I feel like recently in the new packs, the windows have been so amazing. Also in the Growing Together pack, just so lovely. Here these small mirrors are from Cottage Living, which is just wonderful, and I just had to use the new shower and bathtub. They look so rustic and wonderful. I love that we got like a new bathroom, we got a new kitchen, living room, bedroom. Like, this expansion pack has like really items for any type of room, and I love this. Like, I'm sometimes a bit sad when a kitchen is missing or a bathroom, but here we got like so many new items. And this is the master bedroom. I wanted to keep it really big and luxurious because after all, this is a mansion, and I just wanted to have a really big, lovely master bedroom. Of course, the master bedroom also has its own bathroom. I just didn't include all the bathrooms here. You saw how I furnished one of the bathrooms, and they all pretty much have the same style and items, so I just didn't want to include all the small bathrooms which are part of the bedrooms. But you can see the bathroom in the background here a little bit, so don't worry, there are enough bathrooms for your Sims to use, because nothing is worse than having a big Sim family, and then when all the Sims wake up in the morning, it's like a struggle to get them ready for school and work. So I made sure to include enough bathrooms. And all these kids' rooms, like you can see one of the kids' rooms here, I kept them just as rustic as the rest of the house. They have a really similar style to the master bedroom, but it's incorporated a little bit of color using the new rug, for example. All the kids' rooms are relatively spacious, and in some of them I've just used 2 beds instead of 1. I know that some of you don't really like this, because when you have a mansion like this, some of you think it's not cool if 2 kids have to share a room, but some of the rooms were so big that I just wanted to include 2 beds, and you can just easily squeeze 8 Sims in this house or something. I mean, horses even count to the family, so I guess most people won't even have so many Sims in a house like this. But there are 5 bedrooms, and some of them have like double beds or just 2 single beds, so you can definitely have a really big Sim family in this house. I also like the new paintings, but like some of them, the ones that I've used for the room before this one, they're so colorful that the contrast is really extreme compared to all the neutral colors. But I really like the paintings, and these rugs, like these colorful, wonderful rugs, which are perfect for kids' rooms, are also so cute. I love the whole vibe. For this room, for example, I've used some of the pastel pink swatches, and I'm just so obsessed with all the color choices. And yeah, this is another room, and I've included 2 rooms which have double beds, so you can always make changes to this. I mean, I never know which family is moving in here, so I think you always have to make a couple of adjustments to a house depending on which type of family moves in, how many Sims and all that. But yeah, this is the last room, and this video is slowly coming to an end. You can here see so many screenshots. This build is available in the gallery. It is CC friend and modded, so you can just grab it from the gallery and you can let your Sims move in. You don't have to download anything. You can just grab it from the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald. It's already up in the gallery, so you can go grab it. The tray files are available on my Patreon. They are in early access for 2 weeks, so if you want to grab the tray files, you can do that on my Patreon. And my new CC set, my Barbie inspired CC set, is also available on my Patreon. It's also in early access, and if you want to grab it, you can also head over to my Patreon. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you might enjoy the build if you should use it. I hope you will have the best day and week. I hope you're all doing so well. I love you so much, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.
Me wind and rain, you're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite.